A padded envelope lands at the San Antonio Public Library. Inside, a 1940s parenting manual stamped JUL 1943, and a note that deserves its shelf in American letters. Grandma won't be able to pay for it anymore. After 82 years, a book has found the return slot, which is another way of saying the past has your address. On that note, be sure to help this channel avoid overdue status by clicking like and subscribe, and don't forget to ring the bell. Perfect. Now, back to the story of that mysterious parcel that landed at the San Antonio Public Library. Here's the plot as the librarians tell it. A grandchild in Oregon was sorting a late father's things, found the book, and traced it back to a grandmother who worked at the U.S. Embassy in Mexico City during World War II. The family mailed it home with that perfect line about Grandma and the fine. The library, fine-free since 2021, smiled, stamped it returned, put it in a lobby display for August, and plans to pass it along to the Friends bookseller in the basement when the exhibit ends. San Antonio estimates the old 3 cents a day penalty would have added up to roughly $900 back then, more than $16,000 today. Mercy beats math, at least this once. Why does a 3-cent problem live long enough to collect grandchildren? Because at the small scale we inhabit, now always feels heavier than later. We keep promising ourselves we'll return the thing next week, and next week keeps getting promoted. Assistant manager, regional manager, heirloom. Behavioral economists have a name for this. Present bias/hyperbolic discounting, the tendency to overvalue the immediate and undervalue the delayed. Meanwhile, the longer something sits with us, the more it feels like us. A borrowed book on your shelf grows roots. It picks up your dust, your stories, your sense of where it belongs. That's the endowment effect. We value what we possess more than what we don't, and Belk's extended self, the idea that possessions become part of identity, and we outsource the bill to a generous stranger named Future Me. He's always calmer, richer, and free on Saturdays. He can handle an overdue slip and 1,000 other IOUs. Psych research calls this future self continuity. The more different our future self feels, the easier it is to dump chores on them. But here's the boomerang. Unfinished business doesn't vanish, it hums. Decades can pass, and the open loop still whispers from the closet. That's the Zygarnik effect. Our minds keep tugging at incomplete tasks. Sometimes the tug survives us. A house clean-out after a death jolts the loop back into motion. And, hello, one padded envelope later, a librarian is smiling over a time traveler. There's even a name for this late-in-life housekeeping, Swedish death cleaning, a practical ritual of clearing burdens before they fall on others. Time is also a curator. 82 days late is a nuisance. 82 years late is an artifact with a placard. Anthropologists would say the book has had a cultural biography. Commodity, household member, exhibit. The same pages that once hid under a sweater are now in a glass case because time changed their social role. Kopytov wrote the field guide for this sort of transformation. If you're keeping score, San Antonio's epic isn't even the world champ. Cambridge once reclaimed a volume after 288 years. That's not tardy, that's Renaissance late. Comforting thought, even at 82, you can still be fashionably behind. Policy plays the straight man in this comedy. For years, libraries thought fines would teach responsibility. Mostly, they taught avoidance. Remove the penalty, and suddenly, people show up with books and with stories. San Antonio's 2021 move to eliminate late fees didn't just spare Grandma's estate, it turned a potential scolding into an invitation. Time can harden avoidance, but good rules can soften it again. And the book itself? The title, Your Child, His Family and Friends, could double as the chapter list of what outlasts us. Family passes down more than genes, recipes, grudges, keepsakes, and occasionally a mid-century parenting manual that rode out a war. We return things we never checked out. We pay tabs opened by people we loved. Time makes trustees of us all. So what is time doing in this story? Time multiplies small decisions. 3 cents a day is the comic prop. Compounded across 30,000 days, it's the whole bit. Present bias wins one Tuesday at a time until it wins a lifetime. Bridging selves. A granddaughter closes a loop a grandmother opened. The return slot is a time machine staffed by volunteers. Resetting clocks. A policy change, no fines, rewinds avoidance, and makes it easy to come home. Mercy accelerates what shame slows down. The satire here is gentle because the joke is on all of us. We have drawers full of small tomorrows, a favor to repay, a hinge to fix, a message to send, and a paperback to walk back to the building with the lion statues. We keep waiting for a grand gesture, but the librarian only needs a wrist motion and a thump into the bin. So try this liturgy, the book suggests. Pick one overdue thing, an apology, a promise, a dog-eared novel, and return it today. If you're lucky, there's no fee. If you're really lucky, there's a person at a desk who stamps received, looks up, and says, "Welcome back."